No, that can't be real. No, oh no.
So I'm diving from the top, yeah. Ready for the fall, so let's do this, let's do this. Let's get on, yeah. Sing on, I'ma start the spark, yeah. So let's do this, let's do this. Let's go, yeah, let's go.
Hey everyone, my name is the one and only Luigi, and today, ladies and gentlemen, to celebrate Street Fighter 6, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna take a look at what happened to Street Fighter 5. Now, I know you guys are thinking, Luigi, what happened? Well, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys know this is a YouTuber named MacMingMuster, if you guys know what he does, he makes a video called What Happened? What Happened? If you guys know already, that he makes a video called What Happened, to see what happened to these type of games, like bad games or good games to be exact, to see what happened to the development, the graphics, the development of the studio, to see what happened to this game. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna take a look at what happened to Street Fighter 5. You guys know I love watching his video. I think one of my favorite videos that he ever made is to what happened to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and Final Fantasy VII Remake. I especially love Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite because, yeah, we don't talk about that game because, yeah. So anyways, today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a look and do a reaction video to what happened to Street Fighter 5. So let's get started. The first link of this video will be in the description below. Let's get started, ladies and gentlemen, to what happened to Street Fighter 5. In 3, 2, 1, what happened? I forgot about his intro. It started crying and then boom. I love his intro. I just love these type of videos of what happened to these movies or these type of games. Alright, let's get started.
Although I wanted to talk about Street Fighter, the movie, the game, ever since the inception of several years have been kind of very rough.
So a lot of people want to see Street Fighter 5, okay?
Has to be one of, if not the biggest failure in the realm of fisticuffs.
Oh, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite? I definitely agree. I remember loving that game at first until when I did it again. Oh boy.
Well, World Warriors, it's now that time. Strap on your headbands, your eye
Oh,
patches,
well, okie dokie.
because it's time to talk about how
well,
the most popular
we
fighting
don't talk
game
about
series
Ken's
in the world
hell and
became
especially
not
design
the most popular
because
fighting game
you
series
know why.
in the world. And it all boils down to the divisive 22nd entry in the 30-year-old franchise.
I remember Street Fighter 5 came from hate to love.
Oh God, where do I start?
Okay.
So, listen, real talk. It's pretty well known that SF5 had numerous issues both pre-launch,
Yeah, I hope about this. Like, I hope that Street Fighter 5 had like a difficult launch.
In a million other videos. 8 frames of lag, lack of content, less than optimal online play.
I hope about that as well. I remember the first Street Fighter was Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition,
etc.,
and people hated that until we get to the Champions Edition. People love it.
The focus here. Just why did Street Fighter 5, you know, kind of not do as well when compared to Street Fighter 4?
Yeah, I really want to know because I heard that it was a difficult launch.
What
I really want to know
were the
why.
issues that caused everything to sort of just fall apart from a business and developmental standpoint? Well, let's whip out our crystal balls to see if we can make it a bit more clear as to what
I love that. I love that.
happened.
So good.
It's 2014, and Ultra Street Fighter 4, the 4th version of Street Fighter 4, had just released that June, which was
yeah, a lot of people love that
to
game.
help boost Capcom's bottom
I haven't
line
played it
when,
because, of course, I haven't played Ultra Street Fighter. Well, of course, since the OG Street Fighter,
barely
but I haven't
6 months
tried that
later,
game.
Capcom announces the next numbered follow-up at Sony's PlayStation Experience. After a leak, of course. That's so Capcom. Okay, anyway, right here,
of course, it's always a leak.
Moment is where things started to go wrong, at least in terms of public perception. It's only been half a year since the last version, and Ultra wasn't some minor upgrade or anything. It had drastic gameplay changes and several characters who had been locked in the cross-second jail. This already shows
like someone didn't make it into Street Fighter 5, and we really hoping they do make it into Street Fighter 6, because I would love to see more characters in Street Fighter 6.
In a previous episode, Namco would release a new Tekken entry, and then several years later, announce a brand new one, building up anticipation for something fresh. NetherRealm would release a new Mortal Kombat, followed by a new Injustice, with each passing off the baton to the other every 2 years.
I remember that NKX reveal. Of course, I haven't seen it, but that reveal is easily one of my favorite Mortal Kombat reveals. So good.
These two major Capcom fighters were competing with each other in the same year, not to mention all their various online-enabled HD re-releases. It's safe to say that while looking at this chart, that they may have stretched their fighting game fans a bit too thin.
Yeah,
when Street Fighter 5 was announced, many people were excited, which is great, but there was also a good chunk of fans who felt this announcement was maybe ill-timed. Droves of people were still playing 4, especially with the changes Ultra implemented. And then there were those that scoffed and said, yeah, I'll just wait for the good version, that'll be released later. Which was
like, I remember that. I remember when the arcade edition released, a lot of people said, wait, what?
No, that's 5 now.
Wait, that was real? That was real? There was a Street Fighter on the 3DS?
How this all came about.
I did not know that.
Need to back it up.
Anyways, I remember when the arcade edition released, I remember a lot of people said, oh, this thing sucks, I'm gonna wait until a new upgrade comes around, which it did, and which makes it good.
5 when Koichi Sugiyama was interviewed in the Japanese Street Fighter V art book, and in a roundabout way revealed that the game was floundering early on. Street Fighter V was something we've been working on since 2011. All the way up to SF3, the series had been rendered in pixel sprites, but for SF4, the graphics were all done with 3D models, so we had to go through many phases of trial and error in order to nail the same sort of visual impact that the series is known for. For SF5, we were working with Unreal Engine 4, which is known for being particularly good at rendering photorealistic visuals.
I heard about this. When I went to the Street Fighter 6, a lot of people say that Street Fighter 6 might do Unreal Engine, based on, like, of course, Devil May Cry, Resident Evil, and a lot of people were actually very excited, but a lot of people are very nervous to see how it's going to turn out based on the characters.
So we decided to shelve the whole photorealism idea altogether. I spoke to a source close to Capcom that said this experimental period lasted for a good 2 years. That's 24 months and however much money spent on a pitch that was ultimately scrapped. What's more, they were doing some weird shit during those 24 months. Hobo, or Hot Ryu, was actually going to be his default look, with the story being that
that was his default look?
Training up in the mountains.
Wait, no, I'm sorry, I have to go back on that. I have to go back on it.
Hobo, or Hot Ryu.
Wait, no, that can't be real. No, no, is that real? This is what Ryu was supposed to look like in Street Fighter 5? Oh no. I got a feeling that when people saw this as his default outfit for Street Fighter 5, I can tell a lot of people were mad, but in my personal opinion, his default outfit from Street Fighter 5, it looks good, but of course everybody would love to see beard Ryu, but of course Street Fighter 6 announced and revealed that his default outfit is beard Ryu. A lot of people were excited and happy, including myself, because that is what he shouldn't look like in Street Fighter 5, because he looks so good in his costume for Street Fighter 5, and once again, I'm so happy that his default outfit is, of course, his beard outfit, because it looks so good.
Was actually going to be his default look. With the story being that the Eternal Fighter had been training up in the mountains for quite some time, just returning to society as the 5th game kicks off. Bison was also given a radical redesign, making him
a lot of people were happy with Bison's design in this game.
But like Sugiyama said, the build was shelved. Development started over from scratch in 2013 and just defaulted back to 4's anime look, but with a light oil painting aesthetic. Oh, one minor thing though, the game also switched developers.
Really? Wow, okay.
The photorealistic build, which was more of a visual test rather than gameplay, was being handled by Polygon Pictures, who Capcom, Ono specifically, had worked with before on various projects. And with that build being thrown out, Five was then just shuffled back over to Dimps, who had been busy trying to fix cross-decking in 2013, and were also developing Ultra Street Fighter 4. This left them very little time to play catch-up, trying to nail the visual style, as well as,
and we make
do everything else. Here's a dramatic reenactment. Now, with 2 years essentially wasted, the clock was ticking to get the game out in a timely manner to take advantage of next-gen consoles, which were already well underway by 2014. This would ensure SF5 would coast through the generation with various updates and content, as it was skewing towards more of a live service model rather than just huge updates that would be packaged as new versions with separate SKUs. Something that I again outlined in the Cross-Tekken episode was that Capcom was always looking for co-marketing deals that would help save costs. And who better than the company that demanded cat mascots, Johnny Infamous, and BBAMM in their PlayStation brand
I would not.
I don't know what to think about the in exchange for exclusive console rights to Street Fighter 5, they'd market the ever-loving shit out of it. Hence the PlayStation Experience reveal. Now, in terms of budget, it was reportedly robust overall, but remember, a portion of that budget had already been flushed down the proverbial birdie stage toilet. You can't blame Capcom here. Well, I mean, Xbox fans sure did, but if you're being handed a big
hold on, a lot of people
project's getting
very
shaky,
upset that Street Fighter 5 didn't make it into Xbox.
Former Capcom employee Matt Dahlgren had a far more lip-service-y take on this momentous deal. The reason we partnered up with Sony is we share the same vision for the growth potential in the fighting game space. I'd say that the key aspect they're working with us on is executing cross-platform play. This is going to be the first time we've ever united our community into a centralized player base. Sony, the champion of cross-platform play.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now, moving on to the actual development,
that when Street Fighter 5 was announced, a lot of people were actually pretty upset that it was a PlayStation exclusive, and then a few years later, I think it was day launch, I believe. I really don't know. But when they announced it, of course, they make it into a PC, a lot of people were actually very happy. But some of the Xbox players was not very happy as well, because I heard about that. And this, I'm so happy that he literally talked about it, because I was wondering that why Street Fighter 5 didn't make it into Xbox. And he did talk about it, which I'm very happy about, because if you guys don't know, this is the first time I'm reacting, and because this is the first time I'm watching this video, because I really want to take a look at this video, because I know what, based on Street Fighter 6 announcements, you know what, I'm going to take a look at this video, and based on the information I got in so far, it is so good, and that's why I love Matt Muscle, what happened, because he literally talks about literally what happened. So yeah, and of course I see Vega in the gameplay, and I'm really hoping that Vega mixes into Street Fighter 6. You guys know I love Vega. Vega is easy hands down one of my favorite Street Fighter 5 killers of all time, and easy hands down one of my favorite Street Fighter killers of all time. And in my personal opinion, Vega Street Fighter 5 design looks good. I just cannot wait to see. I really hope he's gonna make it into Street Fighter 5, not Street Fighter 5, Street Fighter 6. I cannot wait to see what his design is gonna look like in 6.
Scott handed a raw deal. They had been exclusively using Capcom's MT framework for their last couple of titles, and were then handed Unreal 4 with zero experience working with it and just told to make it work. It's about here where you start to see where all the problems the game had at launch originally spawned from, but fortunately, things only got worse from there.
Whoa!
5's online beta launched in July of 2015, and Capcom was able to utilize all the data players were sending them. And all that data said loud and clear, this shit doesn't work. Now, the point of these types of betas is to identify problems going forward, but you could probably count the amount of matches that actually took place in this beta on a single hand. It was so unstable and frustrating for players that Capcom just shut it down early and rescheduled for later that summer. This didn't
Really?
exactly
Oh,
inspire
no,
confidence, considering a huge chunk of a fighting game's worth is determined by a solid online experience.
Is that the first
there
time
were
they actually
obvious
literally shut
concerns
down a
coming from
beta
those that
and
wanted to
redo the
test their
beta?
mettle
Oh.
against worldwide competition, and the notion that Street Fighter V's netcode was not up to that task has unfortunately been something that's stuck around ever since. Conversely, on the other side, those that were looking to enjoy a lot of solo content, well, I sure hope you liked unlocking colors with their accelerated
Well,
time frame to
I
finish
do.
the game, as
I
well
do.
as
I love unlocking
feverishly
costumes.
rewriting netcode. It's not surprising Dimps wasn't able to offer a lot of content for customers to chew through at launch. Making the core fighting work and be fun is the most important thing, but charging people full price for a game with little to actually do is not really ideal. The source I spoke to explains why the game came out the way it did. I think the Capcom Pro Tour and the fiscal year cutoff, March 31st, 2016, were the main factors there, with the understanding that SF5 would always be an evolving product with a lot of free updates coming down the line, meaning that theoretically any initial backlash
along with
would
new
have been
characters
mitigated.
as well in
Eerie
stages.
coincidence
And a lot of
with
people were happy
cross-checking
about
there.
that.
That game's whole on-disc DLC fiasco only occurred because Capcom wasn't willing to miss the end of their fiscal year cutoff, something most companies wouldn't risk. So the lack of content for 5 could be chalked up to, we'll have to do it later.
Yeah, because yeah.
Unfortunately, these two core problems, a dearth of modes, arcade chief among them, and spotty online play, kind of ensured that neither camp was really happy with the end product. So it won't shock anyone to know that with this really rough early reception, that Capcom needed time to regroup and figure out how best to move forward, which of course meant that weeks ticked by with few updates and sporadic communication. I think for a while after launch, they were particularly short-handed, so they just didn't have the foresight to know what their pipeline looked like or when they could provide updates to the community. This live content model was also a new venture for the team, so there were a lot of unknowns in that sense. During this time, something that was meant to be a big band-aid for the game was the promise of a cinematic story mode.
Yes! Hold up, okay. Pause again. If you guys don't know already, that Capcom has a bit of a history when it comes to story mode. Just fighting game story mode, not like Resident Evil and Devil May Cry story mode, because of course it's easy, so good. It's better than, my personal opinion, it's better than Capcom story mode, like how Marvel vs. Capcom did, and of course Street Fighter 5 did. In my personal opinion, both of them are not great, let's be honest, but both of them is kind of enjoyable, but I hope that Street Fighter 5 story mode was not the best. A lot of people saying, of course, it's better than Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which I kind of agree with that. But I remember Street Fighter 5 story mode, you merely repeat fights over and over and over again. Like, for example, Ryu meets Ken. Oh, hey, Ryu. Hey, Ken, what's up? Fine. Like after that, oh, I'm done. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm done too. Fine. Like, you literally fights over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. A lot of people were saying that it was kind of fun, but it was kind of getting annoying at first. But a lot of people were saying, yeah, Street Fighter 5 story mode easy, hands down, better than Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which I kind of agree with that, because Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite story mode, let's just say, it was hard to watch. So, yeah. So anyways, let's continue.
Side insisting it needed to be included, with Japan being somewhat resistant. It took a lot of cajoling to sell them, Capcom Japan, on a proper story mode, which came via title update long after launch. Capcom USA identified that as something certain competitors did better than Street Fighter, and wanted to close that gap. I'm not sure what Capcom Japan's position was, but they seemed to take a lot of convincing, perhaps understandable when you consider how much development was required for something tertiary to the main same content. In hindsight, it might have been a mistake, or at least a waste of time. As stated, the story mode wasn't at launch, instead arriving almost 6 months later. And while
Really?
3 was good for people
Really?
who
I
already
didn't know.
purchased it, it didn't exactly
Of course, I played a
entice
Champion
new ones,
Edition.
and thus didn't increase Capcom's
But I did not know
bottom line.
that.
It certainly would have helped if it had been on offer from the start of the first round. But the fact it came so late, and the fact that A Shadow Falls was kind of,
Intruders? I understand. I'll get back there right now. Hey, wait.
Yeah, that was something. That was
forgettable
something.
in a lot of respects. Obviously, there were way more bumps afterwards, and the game took ages to see a steady
There were a
stream
few
of content.
bumpy
But as with
things
the
with Street
advent
Fighter
of
5,
Season 3,
but
we
as
saw
of
a
now,
host
it
of
turned out
improvements,
good.
including
It
arcade
turned good.
battles, heavily fan-requested characters, along with several new ones.
Yeah, like that. Like when people when they announced more characters coming to Street Fighter 5, and then at the end with Akira or Luke, it turns out the war stuff of Street Fighter 5 was good.
And the transition of moving into more of a live service platform
was like
clearly
large and it
bungled
was
from a
good.
variety of angles.
But some of the
10 years
characters
ago,
did look a
Capcom
bit
learned that
off,
Street Fighter
but overall
IV's
it was
$40
good.
Overhauls, while something that may have worked in the 90s, were somewhat unreasonable in the late 2000s. But their embracing of more modern content delivery clearly needed some work as well. Street Fighter V has indeed improved in many areas,
Yes,
but it took
it has.
essentially 4 years for it to get there. There's
And
now
with, like, a
massive
long
roster of
DLCs.
characters with one final season still coming. Please add Sawada. Plenty of modes, costumes,
well,
awards,
sorry,
and better
he might
online
not
play
be into
that
the game,
still
so-
might need some tweaking.
Sorry. Sorry.
Capcom's fighting game output in general has since slowed down. Way down. Releasing only Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite in the same time frame.
Yeah. Yeah,
So they
let's-
are
let's,
learning, however slowly,
let's just
that it's a
forget
genre
about
you have to do right at launch, to take your time, delay it past your fiscal year cutoff if you have to. It'll be okay. The fucking Monster Hunter, and there's gonna be 4 new biohazards.
I totally forgot that Monster Hunter was in Capcom, because I don't play a lot of Monster
obvious
Hunter.
basic advice to a company who essentially birthed the fighting game, but sometimes
Yeah,
you
because
get a little
Capcom
rusty
is
in
easily
between
one of the,
matches,
like,
and you need
the
to take a
best,
few
like,
hits.
OG
Maybe get
fighting
knocked
games.
down
Like the
before
OG
you
old
rise
Street Fighter,
back
which
with
I
a
love.
wake-up Dragon Punch that finally finds its target.
Okay.
You win.
Oh, I did?
Thanks
Oh,
to
thank
Big
you.
Boss C2 for the nomination. And if you want to put forward a game or movie of your choosing, then flash top
okay.
to the Flophouse VIP Patreon.
I would
before
love to
me
see if he makes a
spinning
Persona
pile drive
5
it
one.
on our next episode.
Because I heard that there was a lot of
See you
delays in
next
Persona
time,
5.
and thanks for watching.
Well, you're welcome. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, man, I am so glad I reacted to this video because I really want to find out what exactly happened to Street Fighter 5 based on the design and everything about it, which I did find out some useful things about this video. That's what I love about Macman Muscle. He talked about some things we did not know about our favorite games or favorite fighting games to turn out it could be like some very serious stuff. I think in my personal opinion, I think the best part about this video is he talks about the original default Wii design because that can't be real, right? That can't be real. If that's real, then oh boy, oh boy. Like of course, like I remember, like I think Street Fighter 4 Ultra, Street Fighter 4, a lot of people wanted some of the characters to be back in Street Fighter 5, which it did with some of the characters, but I really want more of the characters to be returned to Street Fighter 6. I really want to see what Kenzo look like. I would love to see Vega because I love my boy Vega. And well, of course, Chun-Li, a lot of people really want to see Chun-Li, including myself, because she is the most popular and the most beautiful Street Fighter character of all time. And I would love to see Chun-Li design in Street Fighter 6. So overall, I love this video so much. And I will leave a description below with his, of course, Richard video and his YouTube channel because I really love watching his video because I love watching his video talking about what happens like to fight games and which games, like platform games, RPG games. I just love talking about what exactly happened. And we did figure out what happened to Street Fighter 5. So guys, that is my reaction to what happens in Street Fighter 5. Don't forget to link of this video, leave a description below. We're gonna sync of this video, leave comments below. Make us like, subscribe, like my other videos. See you guys in the next video. Are you ready, guys? Show you can. Peace out.